Hi, good morning. This is Christine with Search in the City, and this is our weekly Facebook Live. And I am donning some green today uh, in uh, in celebration for our Shamrock Search, which is up very soon. And this Facebook Live is going to dive into all the ins and outs of the Shamrock Search. It's gotten some buzz lately, and we want to thank the people who are starting to make that happen for us. So, thank you to Hula Frog of Apex and Carry, and to RAL Today, and also WRAL Out and About for featuring us either in your March calendars or in your save the dates. So we really appreciate that. It's helping to get the word out about the Shamrock Search, and we think it's going to be a huge success. So, as I said, this Facebook Live is going to be dedicated to the ins and outs of it because you may have heard about it. You may have RSVP'd to our Facebook event page for it. You may have looked on our website and perused it a little bit. So, we want to dive in and answer some of those questions you may have. So, first of all, basics. It is going to be on Saturday, March 13th from 2 to 5 p.m. And you do want to register for it. We're going to put a link in the comments for that. The registration, what that does is it assures you that you're going to get the clues at 2 p.m. on the day of the hunt, at the start of the hunt. If you don't register and you think, oh, I'm just going to randomly find all the shamrocks and win, I would bet you don't win. It would be very impressive if you were able to find them all without the clues and end up getting them first, second, or third. So make sure to register with your team so that you are guaranteed to get those clues at 2 p.m. So, and for the teams, it is $15 per team, which is an amazing price because we are saying that you should have no more than 6 people on a team because of COVID and the situation that we're in right now. Of course, we can't hold your hand and make sure that you have 6 people on your team, but just, be a good team. Think about the circumstances we're in right now and be responsible. So we're asking no more than 6. So let's say you did have 6 people on a team. That means that's costing you less than $3 per person. So that's an amazing deal. So $15 per team to get those clues at 2 p.m. and make sure you register on our website. Again, I'll put the link in the comments about that. So you can register either for the Raleigh hunt, the Cary hunt, or the Nightdale hunt. And they're all going to happen simultaneously at 2 p.m. on March 13th on the Saturday. So you can pick one of those 3. Now, that means I want to make sure this is clear. If you pick the Raleigh, you're not going to get any locations in Nightdale or in Cary. You're just going to get locations in Raleigh and same thing for Cary and Nightdale. So the hunt you choose is the town you're going to be doing the hunt in. It's not like the triangle car scavenger hunt where you're going to all 3 locations. You're just going to be in the place you chose. And you may be wondering, okay, so let's say I choose Raleigh and I get my clues at 2 p.m. Where should I be at the start of the hunt? Because there's no starting point and there's no ending point. Like official starting or ending point. It's up to you. So I would encourage those people who buy the Raleigh hunt to start downtown. There's going to be a few downtown locations, central downtown, and I would start there. Same thing in Cary. There are a few central Cary downtown locations, so I would start there. So not all locations are in the downtown area, but some of them are. And that's why we say this hunt is a on foot and car scavenger hunt. So you do want to make sure your car is ready somewhere to go when you get to that point in the scavenger hunt. For Nightdale, it's a little different. Nightdale, downtown proper is a little different. It's a little stretched out, more on a long line on 64. So I would suggest to you there is kind of like that town hall area there is going to be a Shamrock somewhere in that area. So I would start there and then go from there. Speaking of which, the reason I can't tell you a exact starting point, because there's no official starting point, you'll get the clues at 2. And then what you're going to do is they'll be out of order of places, like geographically. So it's your team's job to figure them out, put them in the right order, or put them in the order you think is best, and then go from there. That would be my suggestion. Now, if you're like, no, we just want to go right away and get to the first thing, then go to the second thing, whatever order you put it in, you can do that. But I would say you'll probably run into some frustration because you'll go to one spot and then you'll go somewhere way across town, and then the next clue is going to bring you back to where you just were. So I would definitely suggest getting the clues, figuring them out, figuring out what makes most sense in the order you go, and then doing it that way. That would be my suggestion. Of course, you don't have to take that suggestion, but let's see. So how this whole hunt works. You may be like, okay, I get the basic details now. What do we do once we get those clues and we figure them out? So you'll go to the locations, and they're all businesses. So there's a hint for you there. They're all businesses, and you'll go and there'll be a shamrock taped up in their storefront window. So there is no obligation to go inside. However, some businesses are going to be having sales or discounts for scavenger hunters. So if you want to take part in that, by all means, please do. Just be responsible. Remember the 3 W's: wear your mask, wait and wash. And so what I was saying though is that you'll find the shamrock. There'll be a word on the shamrock, and you'll jot down the word somewhere. And then you go to the next location, there'll be another word, you'll jot it down, and so on and so forth until you found all the shamrocks. Once you have found all the shamrocks and the words, oh, by the way, finding a shamrock does not mean take the shamrock. There is only one shamrock per business taped up inside their business, so don't rip it off. That's for everybody. Don't be that team. And so you'll jot down the word, you'll go on to the next location. So once you've gotten all those words, then you are going to put them in an order, a sentence that makes sense, and it's going to be a St. Patrick's Day themed sentence. So you're going to put it in order, have that themed sentence, and then you're going to go on our website, which again, I'll put a link in the comments of, and I'll say, finish the Shamrock search, submit your answer here. So you'll go in there, you'll fill out the submission form. By the way, we will only accept the answers through the submission form. You can't email us, you can't text us, you can't post on social media. It has to be through that submission form. So you'll fill out the submission form and you'll put your answer and you'll submit it. Now, I do have written on that submission form, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now too, is if you want to submit multiple answers, you can, but there is a catch. So let's say you get all your words and you're like, oh, I don't know if the in this word goes before this word or after this word. It kind of both makes sense. So what you can do is you can fill out a submission form, put one answer, submit it. Then fill out a new submission form, fill out your new answer, submit it. You can do that as many times as you want. However, it has to be a new submission form per answer. If you just fill out one submission form and you put 10 different answers there, we're only going to accept the first answer you put. So do make sure that you're submitting each time. That we found was the most fair way, especially if you write something, you submit, and you're like, oh no, I put it in the wrong order. I definitely didn't mean that. We want people to have another chance to submit, but we also don't want teams that are just putting every single answer into one submission form. So be aware of that. And let's see. Let's talk about the prizes. So of course, the first, second, and third place team in Cary, Raleigh, and Knightdale. So we're gonna have 9 winning teams, which is pretty awesome. are going to be getting baskets full of amazing goodies and treats and coupons and gift cards to these businesses that are participating. And that is really exciting. And we wish we could play so we could win the prizes because they're just that good. And so if you win, you'll get that, and we'll email you after the hunt is done, which is at 5 p.m. So sometime after that, to let you know you won, and then we'll set up a time to come by that works for you to drop off your basket. We do ask that one person receiving the basket has ID that they're 21 or older, because most of the baskets, not all of the baskets, but most of the baskets will have supplies in them that is for people who are 21 or older. So we will ask for an ID for most baskets, so be prepared for that. Speaking of that, being 21, the recommended age for this hunt is, well, you do have to have at least one person in your team that's 21. But we recommend it for adults and adults with children that are comfortable with going to venues like breweries and bottle shops and tattoo parlors and such. It's not just all that. There's actually a lot of kid-friendly places like daycares and children's toy stores and things like that. So there's a mix, and that's why we're saying adults and adults with children that are comfortable with those venues. We don't want to. The reason we're making this very public is we don't want parents to think this is just like a very kid friendly scavenger hunt. We want to make sure that they're aware. They may go to some other places, but remember, they're all outside and you're there for like 10 seconds. So so I just want to let people know that and be aware of that. And if you're like, I don't know which hunt to do, I really do want to do it, and I do have kids, but I'm not sure. Because of that, I would recommend either the Cary or the Nightdale hunt to you, and maybe leave the Raleigh one out of it. But I don't want to discourage Raleigh parents either that have kids that want to do it. There's not, there's a healthy mix of things. So that would be my advice there. So I know we covered a lot, and if I didn't hit something that you're still wondering about, please comment in the comments below. Or if you want to do it more privately, we have a contact form on our website, or you can also RSVP to our Facebook event page and post it in there, so everyone that's like interested in the hunt gets to see it too, because I'm sure if you're thinking about the question, other people are thinking about that question. So that was a lot, wasn't it? So next Facebook Live will be on Wednesday, March 10th at 11 a.m., which is just going to be a few days before the Shamrock Search. So I'm sure by that point I will have gotten a lot of questions maybe about it, and maybe I can answer those questions during that Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in, and cheers!